Welcome to the Massage Life Podcast. I'm Melissa Pearson, registered massage therapist and founder of the Online Wellness Institute. And I'm here with my husband Jordan, who is a chartered professional accountant. This week we are talking about side hustles. So this idea has been on my mind the last week because this last week, Jordan and I launched our side hustle, which is the Chester Soap Company. Which is
the side hustle to our side hustle.
Yeah, I guess so, because right? This is our other side hustle.
We have side hustles to our side hustles to our side hustles. It's like the inception of side hustles. There's just many layers. It's like an onion. We should start an onion company. We could grow onions. All we need are a couple acres. It'd be fine.
My grandpa used to grow very large onions, actually. Remember those onions?
Oh, yes,
and the
I do.
And the garlic was like this big.
Yeah, GMO.
Yes.
Okay, we're talking about side hustles.
Okay. Yeah, and the reason... Okay, yeah, so I was thinking about it because we are now making this soap, and a lot of my massage clients have been interested in it, and I've been talking to them about how I have to wash my hands a million times as a massage therapist, and so we developed like a really gentle soap, and
it's going well.
It is going well.
I feel like we should brag. So it's the Chestermere Soap Co., chestermeresoap.ca. You can check it out, and it's been going really well.
Yeah, it has.
Yeah.
It's all natural, and all just essential oils and natural colorants.
Yeah, it's awesome.
It's been fun. And it does play well into being a massage therapist, and I think...
that's kind of what launched it, though.
Yeah.
Right? Because you have sensitive skin. You were always complaining about... Because you do mobile massage, and so you're washing your hands at people's homes, and they have those Bath & Body Works soaps, which are great. They smell great. People love them. But if you have sensitive skin, it can be really harmful. Right?
Yeah,
and so
perfumes,
yeah, it was hurting your skin, and so you wanted to have something that was a bit more gentler.
Yeah. Is gentler a word? More gentle?
It is now. No, gentler. Gentler?
I don't think gentler is a word. Isn't it more gentle?
Yes, I think so.
We'll have to look it up.
Whatever.
Okay, but yeah, so I would bring soap with me instead of using client soap. So yeah, that kind of...
And then we had this crazy idea that we should just make our own.
Yeah.
And it's been fun.
It's a lot of work, but it's fun.
Yeah.
Well, it's not actually that much work.
No, it's not a ton of work.
It took a lot of work for us to develop a good recipe because we wanted it to be good.
Yeah. Yeah, we grossly underestimated how much work that would be.
Yeah.
But now I really like the
now
product.
we have
it's good.
We have it down good. But yeah, there's lots of other things that you could create that I think are a good fit for massage. So other ideas I had were diffuser blends, lip balm. That's another one that I've been making is lip balm, which is actually a lot easier than the soap to make. And there's lots of recipes you can find for that. Bath salts, milk bath, lotions, massage oil, like things that you could create, that you can make and sell to your clients. You know, I remember actually one of my massage teachers, she also created like handcrafted things like this and sold them in her clinic, and she was like, she was really successful with it, and she was like, I sell tons of this stuff.
Yeah.
And it was a good fit for her to work on like in the evenings or kind of when she was slow. And yeah.
What kinds of things was she selling?
She was selling lip balm for sure. I remember buying lip balm from her. I think she had like bath salts and stuff like that.
Right.
I don't know. And then she would sell them in the clinic, and it was like a multidisciplinary clinic, and just out front, they had all sorts of things for sale, and she had her whole line there. It was really nice.
That's awesome.
Yeah. But I guess we should backpedal a little bit. So I did want to, do a brainstorm of some different side hustle ideas, but I first wanted to talk about like, why would a massage therapist possibly want to have a side hustle?
Yeah, like why are we even talking about
why are we
this?
even talking about this? It is kind of random.
Right.
And so, why do you think, Jordan, that it's good to have a side hustle?
Putting me on the spot?
Yeah, you're the business dude.
I'm tired.
Yes. We're recording this on Mother's Day, and so...
It's been a good Mother's Day. I spoiled you.
You did.
Yeah.
Jordan let me rest all day and took care of everything else.
It was a fun day for me, too. Okay, so why? That was the question?
Yeah. Why have a side hustle?
Well, I think... So I think there's a lot of different reasons, but I think one of the obvious reasons is that the cost of living is going up so much, especially right now. Like inflation is through the roof. Things are getting more expensive. Houses are not getting any cheaper. Like everything is just so expensive. And so it can be difficult for people to cut back on their expenses. Like, people are always saying, oh, well, you just need to spend less, or you need to cut back on your expenses. And sometimes that's not feasible, right? Like, your expenses are what they are. And sometimes you don't have a lot of control over what you need to spend your money on. And so rather than thinking about, okay, how can I cut back on my expenses? I think a lot of people, they fail to recognize that there's another side to this equation, and that's how much money you're making, right? And they don't want to ask that question, like, how can I make more money? How can I add more income to my, to myself, right? Like, how can I make more? And so I think that that's one of the reasons why people should consider a side hustle, just something else to supplement your cost of living.
Yeah.
And that's what we've done, right? Like, and not, it's not just for the money too. Like, I really enjoy the things that we are working on outside of my regular 9 to 5, right? So I work I'm a full-time accountant. I'm the controller at the company that I work for, and it's a lot of work and it's demanding. And I, for the most part, I like it, but I really love working on the Online Wellness Institute and working on Chestermere Soap Co. Like, I'm the chef, right? I'm the one that I'm the one that makes all the soap. You're the one that comes up with all, like, the cool kind of smells and different blends. I just
tell you what to make.
Yeah, like, I don't really like that side of things, but there's just something about being able to create the soap and, like, actually making it and putting it together that I just really love. Like, it's very therapeutic for me. Right. And I think I've always been a creative person, but I've never really known how to kind of satisfy that side of me. And so it's been a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Did that answer your question?
Yeah, no, that was perfect. I think also why it's a good idea for massage therapists is because our income is often quite up and down, right? Like, we don't have
volatile. That's the word you're looking for.
Yes. Right? Because most of us are self-employed and we just get paid per massage that we do, and sometimes it's slow. You'll have a week where you're like, I did not see very many people this week. And so it's nice to be able to have something that you can work on during those downtimes. Often for me, it's the summer. The summer slows down a bit, and it's like, to have something else that you can supplement your income with is really nice. I remember back in the day, I worked in this slow clinic, and I remember just being bored and, like, sitting in the back room and reading a book, or, like, walking. It was in a mall, so I'd, like, walk the hallways. And, like, I think back to that, I was like, oh, if only I had a side hustle. I just think about the time I wasted.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, if only I had a side hustle that I could have worked on. I mean, that was before even smartphones, I think. So I don't know how much I really could have done. Like, I don't even think I had a laptop or anything. But, if I had been able to work on something during that downtime, like, how awesome would have that been to be able to make money in between clients and stuff, because it was slow there.
How old are you that you were working before smartphones?
Yeah.
You're like a grandma.
I basically am. Oh, man. Yeah. So I think that's one of the reasons why.
I hope people appreciate the banter between us. The weird.
two weirdos.
We love doing this. It's fun.
It is fun. All right. Hey, that's another side hustle idea, is people could have a podcast.
Yeah.
Although, our podcast doesn't make us any money, but apparently you can make money podcasting.
You can come on our podcast. Yeah, we've made zero money off of this.
No, I don't even know how you make money podcasting.
No, it's very simple.
Well, how? Will you get sponsors?
Yeah, so if you have a lot of people that listen to your podcast, right? Like, let's say we had 100,000 people that downloaded each episode, which obviously is not.
we're almost there.
Right? But then you could go to companies and say, hey, like, I have this many followers. Like, do you want to sponsor my podcast?
Right, because a lot of podcasts have like little ads.
And usually it's built into. So we use, I forget what we use, Anchor. But I think, so any platform that you use, usually there's like a way for you to be able to, like, have ads added. Like, if you reach a certain level, it's just, like, automatic.
Oh, yeah, because sometimes I'll be listening to podcasts and the ads, like, seems built in almost.
Like, it can work a couple different ways. Yeah,
often it's the podcaster talking.
Right.
Interesting. Anyways, I digress. Okay, so let's talk about let's do like a little brainstorm of ideas that people could do. would be a good fit for massage.
Okay.
Yeah. So
What ideas do you have? Take it away.
Yeah, so I just wanted to talk, I guess, a little bit more about doing, like, making soap or lip balm or something like that. I think one thing I wanted to mention, if you're going to do that, is there actually are a lot of, like, regulations in doing that. You can't just, like, whip something together up in your kitchen and, like, just start selling it to people.
Right.
First of all, you have to make sure things
Well,
are...
you could, but then you might get in trouble.
You might get in trouble, right. Yeah.
And I think that's one of the things that scares a lot of people.
Right.
Right? You know, because they're worried about... I mean, it's one of the reasons why a lot of people are, you know, scared to start a business in general, right? Because they think about, you know, the licensing and, you know, the GST side, like all the business side of things, and they just, like, it just stresses them out. And they're like, I'm not going to be bothered with this because I don't want to mess things up or do something wrong or, you know, make a mistake.
Right.
Right? And so I get that, right? But you have to educate yourself.
Yeah.
Right?
And I think you take it one step at a time, right? Like, just get the ball rolling, and you'll figure things out as you go along.
Oh, totally, yeah.
And there's so many great resources. Like, for us with soap making, I joined a Canadian soap making Facebook group. And that's where I learned so much about all the things that you need to do. So, for example, soap is actually considered a cosmetic. And in Canada, you have to fill out a form. It's called a cosmetic notification form. And you send that to Health Canada, just online. And like, you're supposed to do that for every soap or lip balm, anything that's considered a cosmetic, you need to fill out that form.
Right.
But I learned that all from this Facebook group, like, totally free. And so there's lots of great information out there. I'm sure there's also some not great information, but overall, you can find some good information. There's also obviously books and things like that as well. I feel like I wanted to say something else about making things. Oh yeah, also just, like, making things, you have to make sure they're formulated properly as well. So, for example, like, if you want to make lotion or something like that, they need to have a proper preservative. You can get natural preservatives, but there's certain things that need to be made properly so that they don't grow, like, harvest bacteria and stuff.
Right, right.
So again, like, educate yourself on what you're making and not just whipping something up that you think is a great idea and then, like, you're hurting people. To make sure that you're formulating it properly.
Right. Well, it's the same is true with the soap that we've been making, right?
Right. You could really
There's
hurt
only
people.
so much essential oil that you can put in, or if you have too much lye, right, like, you're going to burn people.
Yeah.
Right? And so you have to be really careful.
Yeah. Exactly. You have to take your time and make sure you know what you're making is good.
Educate yourself.
Yeah. And then you also want to have things like insurance and just make sure you do it properly. And okay, so the other idea I had was possibly making, like, some natural food or snacks or something that kind of fits in with, you know, healthy living.
Right.
And so whether that's, like, tea or something like that. Like, I went to an acupuncturist that she made her own tea and, like, had it packaged really nice.
Oh, wow.
And I, like, had her branding on it and stuff. It was really cool. The thing with food that always scares me, though, is, like, you can't just, like, make stuff in your kitchen. There's a lot of regulations with food. Usually the health, like, local health services regulates a lot of that stuff.
Yeah.
And so you would want to be in a commercial kitchen. You could, like, rent a space in a commercial kitchen, like, rent it out by the hour or something like that, where it's being made in a proper place.
Right.
The next one is RMT education. So that's what we do. So we run the Online Wellness Institute, and we have online courses for massage therapists to take. We're actually always looking for people to partner with. If we find people who are interested in writing a course and we think that it would be a good fit, then we're happy to host that course on our website. There's other online platforms as well, and also in-person learning. So it's great that some more in-person learning is happening. So there's always opportunities there. If you have something that you're interested in, that you're passionate about, and that you feel like you could teach other people about, that's a really great opportunity.
Yeah, and kind of going back to what we were talking about earlier, you know, about the education side of things. You know, a lot of people, they have an idea for a side hustle, something they want to do, and they're really scared about getting started because they feel overwhelmed because they don't know everything that they feel like they need to know. And so one of the good things to do is to partner with someone who's already doing that, and kind of use that person as a mentor where you can learn from them. And so going back to the RMT education, right, like, we've learned a lot about creating online courses. We've made a ton of mistakes in the last 2 years, right? And so rather than you kind of fumbling your way through it and making those same mistakes, like, you can learn from us. Like, we'd be more than happy to help anybody that wants to learn how to do this. Or if you wanted to create a course for us. Like, some people think that they're maybe not good enough to do that, or, you know, that's not something that they would be ever able to do. And that's certainly not true, right? Like, we can kind of help guide people and be a good resource.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can edit out that long, awkward pause.
No, we'll keep it in.
I'm just trying to think if there's anything else I wanted to say about RMT education. Yeah, I guess it can look like a lot of things. Like, maybe putting a whole course together is too overwhelming for you, or maybe too time consuming. There's other ways that you can help in the education field. So you could put together a podcast, or you could put together an Instagram account where you're just putting out good information. You could start a blog.
You probably won't make money doing that,
doing the Instagram account. Again, maybe if you had like affiliates or something like that, or if you become an influencer or something,
right.
You could have a blog. There could be ads on the blog.
Yeah, because those things take time, right? Like, what can I do to make money today?
Right. You could teach at a school. You know, that'd be something that would be more like steady income, but you could help facilitate at a school. You could sit on their case study panel board, like lots of things you can do.
Right.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of opportunities there. The other side of education is client education. So you could put together classes for people to come to, like on healthy living, or you could teach. I've seen some massage therapists around Valentine's, they do like a couples massage class, like where they have couples come and like you just teach them how to give each other like a nice massage. Or you could teach like moms how to massage their babies. You could teach a class at...
Or you could teach babies how to massage their moms.
Now we're talking.
I mean, that's what we really want, right?
Yes, I remember walking on my mom's back when I was little to give her a massage.
Did we just tap into a new industry? Baby massage. Not what you think
Not
it is.
what you think. It's actual babies massaging.
Oh man, we're insane.
You always make me lose my train of thought on your weird things.
That's why I'm here.
Oh yeah, the classes at a library. I saw an idea that someone was asked by their local library to come and just talk about massage or other healthy living tips and stuff, and so you could go like do a little presentation somewhere. You could do makeup printables on Etsy. I know that's a really popular way to make money, because you like create a printable once and then you generate income every time someone purchases it. Maybe not as popular of a thing as far as like the printables I see are like birthday invites and things like that, but I'm like trying to think if there's a way that you could include client education. So maybe like posters on stretches, or like flashcards, like stretch flashcards or something. I don't know.
Right.
These are all just brainstorm ideas.
One thought that I had, and this doesn't really fit into the whole like brainstorming session, but I feel like if I don't say it now, I'll probably forget it because I have the worst memory. Oh, did I just forget it? I'm sorry. No, yeah, what was it? Oh no, I'm such an idiot. Oh yeah, okay. Sorry.
Oh my gosh.
So, we were talking about this earlier today about how, people always say, well, you got to do something that you're passionate about, right? It needs to be your passion. And that doesn't always make sense, right? Like when you're thinking about what your side hustle is going to be, whatever that ends up being, you need to ask yourself the question, does this thing solve a problem? Right? Because I may be passionate about, I don't know, cross-stitching. Which is something I was passionate about at one point in my life. And so
secrets about Jordan.
Yeah, secrets about this grown man. Okay, so but if I'm really passionate about that, like that's cool. I might be able to get some people to buy some of my cross-stitching stuff, or maybe I'd do a course, but you have to ask yourself, like, does this passion solve a problem for someone, right? And maybe it does, right? Like maybe there's a gap in the marketplace when it comes to like cross-stitching education. Like, who knows, right? Like, maybe that's a dying skill and like it needs to be like rejuvenated or resurrected. I don't know, right? Like, but you have to ask yourself, like, is what I'm doing actually helping people? Like, is it because if it's not, then people aren't going to buy it.
Right.
Right? I mean, you can be so passionate about something, but if it's not solving a problem, it's unlikely that that business will be successful.
Right.
Right? Anything else you want to add to that, or?
No, that's so true. Yeah.
Right? And not to like shoot down people's passions. Like, I think that's, I mean, sometimes we have things that we're passionate about, and those things work great as hobbies, like things that you do on your own time. But in some cases, that thing will never generate income for you.
In fact,
right?
It might be a cost.
Yeah, exactly. Right. And that's okay, right? Because it's still, you know, it's still something that you're passionate, like it still fills your bucket.
Right.
Right. But what's great is when your passion intersects with a problem that needs to be solved.
Right.
Right? Like that's when you really kind of hit a home run, right?
I think the thing that I always wonder is, how do you figure that out, right? Like, how do you
it's
figure
so
out what the
hard.
problems are? Because what I think is a problem might not actually be a problem. Do you know what I mean? Like, even that idea I had of like creating printables of stretches, like maybe that's a problem I perceive that people don't know what kind of stretches to do, and it's like, that's not a problem. Everyone knows how to stretch. But it's like, maybe what I think is a problem isn't a problem. Are there ways that you can actually figure that out? I guess talking to people, right? Like, just getting out there and talking to people. Maybe you could like have a survey, or I don't know. I have heard, I know we listen to some podcasts, like business podcasts, and I have heard that there are some apps or maybe websites where you can go and see what people are searching for, like on Google.
Yes.
Or also searching for on platforms such as Etsy, for example. Like, what are people looking for?
Right.
So I guess that's an option. I don't know what those resources are, but I'm sure you could find them.
Yeah, because I think it's pretty easy to brainstorm like things that wouldn't be good businesses. I don't want to like put anyone down, right? But there's like, you know, I think you need to like ask yourself, once you finally figure out your side hustle, like take a step back and maybe not only, like ask people who you know will be honest with you.
Right.
Right? Because often, you know, our closest friends are like, oh yeah, that's a great idea. But then in the back of their heads, they're thinking like, this is the stupidest idea. Like, this is never going to work.
Right.
And so you need to have like really frank conversations with people where you say to them, and maybe it needs to be a mentor or someone that you know is going to be honest with you, right? Like, heck, you can ask me, right? I have business experience. Like, let's have a serious conversation and I'll tell you, like, maybe you need to consider this, or you know, or yes, I think that's a great idea, or maybe you should also like, or here's, you know, another way that you can level up, or whatever, right? Just like you need to surround yourself with people who are going to be honest, but also not like discouraging, right? Because you don't want someone to like, some people just like shoot everything down, right? And are just like not very encouraging,
Right.
You don't want to, you know, you want to surround yourself with people who are positive and encouraging, but also like realistic.
Right.
Right? Like, does it make sense to open up an ice cream shop in the Antarctic? Like, probably not. Like,
yeah, I think, sometimes you don't know what's going to be successful until you try it too, right?
Totally.
Like, and my advice is, if it's something that isn't a huge upfront cost to you, then go for it and see what happens, right? And get some feedback.
Right.
So, for example, let's use that dumb idea again of the like stretches for clients. That's probably not going to be really expensive for you to put together, especially if it's a digital download for somebody on Etsy. Like, that's going to cost you basically nothing. Time to put it together.
Right.
Maybe some software that you need to have to put the images together or something. Or maybe take some pictures. But that's not too expensive. You put it out there and see what the response is. Maybe people go crazy for it. If 0 people buy it, then you know that was not a great idea.
Yeah.
But if it's something that's very expensive to put together, like, I don't know, I can't think of an example right now, but something that's going to cost you a lot of money, maybe you're like importing goods that you're going to sell, something like that, that's like really expensive upfront cost. Those are the things you're going to be more cautious about. and really find out that is there a place for this in the market?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
before you just dive in and spend, thousands of dollars doing a startup.
Right.
But yeah, don't let it discourage you too much to, like, don't let that fear hold you back from pursuing something.
Mm-hmm.
The fear of like, well, maybe this won't go over well.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just need to go for it.
Yeah. Yeah, because we've been in that position before, right?
Yeah.
Where you're like, is this a stupid idea?
Yeah.
Right? It's like, it might be,
Yeah.
right? But we've tested it. Like, here are the problems that we're solving. Like,
Right.
let's just try it and see what happens.
Right. Yeah.
And some amazing things have happened.
Right. Yeah. Totally.
I don't know if this podcast is amazing, but it's fun.
It's fun. And again, it's not costing us anything, a bit of our time.
Right.
But we're just chatting anyways. We chat all the time anyways, so.
Coughing a bit. Sorry about
Are
the
you
coughing.
dying?
Yes, I'm dying
You
inside.
got the Rona?
Yeah. No, I don't.
Okay, let's go back to our brainstorming. So the other idea is putting together massage merchandise. Now, this is pretty niche, so I don't know how successful it is. It's actually something that we do, which is putting together like massage t-shirts and stickers and keychains. Like, we sell them on our website, and they were really popular kind of around Christmas. People were buying gifts and stuff.
Again, an excellent idea of something that was like, we're not really like with that, we're not really solving like a problem, but it was like not a huge upfront cost.
Yeah.
So we're like, well, let's just try it and see what happens.
Yeah.
Right? And then we sold like hundreds of stickers.
Yeah,
It's
people
like,
went crazy
oh,
for the
wow.
stickers. Yeah.
Right. And it's kind of died off since then, and
Yeah.
that's totally fine.
Yeah.
But it's like, it's tied to the main part of our business, which is selling online courses, right? Like, that's the main thing that we want to get in front of people, because we want to educate massage therapists and help them get their credits and all that stuff. And so, but if we can also have this kind of like side hustle to our side hustle, like this, something else that kind of supplements it, I think it makes sense.
Yeah, and something that's fun. I don't know, it's fun to like post about the stickers and that. And
Right.
then also when we send someone a sticker, we like put a little card in there for, a discount off of a course.
Right, sure.
So ties it back. Another idea is wholesaling items. So you can purchase, a large quantity of items that you're going to sell to your clients at retail. And so you make money off of that difference. So some examples would be like foam rollers, BioFreeze, which is like a topical ointment, essential oils, anything that you're recommending to your clients, like you can sell to your clients at, make some profit. You have to purchase, usually, I think every place has a different, minimum quantity, but you're gonna have to purchase some higher quantity, usually, I don't know, at least 10, I'm sure. And then sell those to your clients. I mean, you'll have to have space to keep those things. And I guess one risk of that is if they don't sell, now you're stuck with inventory.
Right.
But I mean, if you're recommending these products to people anyways, like you might as well have them. It makes it easier for your clients. They're like,
Right.
oh yeah, that sounds really interesting. Like, can I just buy it right now instead of having to drive, halfway across the city to go get it?
Now, the wholesaling side of things, so you're talking about it from the perspective of, selling to your clients.
Yeah.
But you could also sell to other massage therapists.
True,
So
yeah.
in Calgary, you've talked about this before, about how there's not really a massage supply store in Calgary, and there's 3 in Edmonton. Is it 3
I
in
think
Edmonton?
there's 4 or 5.
Yeah,
I
it's
don't
like
know.
some insane
Yeah.
number in some of these other places, and it's like, why does Calgary not have like a sorry.
Yeah, it's weird that we don't. We used to. There
Right.
is like a rehab store that sells some stuff, but
Right.
it's like a small section is massage.
But there's a handful of massage therapists that wholesale stuff, buy stuff wholesale, and then
Yeah.
sell to our other RMTs.
Yeah, like massage oil and stuff.
Right. And so I can't think of an example, but if you identify, again, going back to a problem, if you identify a need in the massage community of like, that may be something you want to jump on, right? Like, I'm going to become the wholesaler for this thing.
Yeah, that's an interesting idea. Yeah, I like that. And our last one kind of ties into that. So if that worries you, like having inventory, the thing you should be doing at a bare minimum is having affiliate codes. So the easiest and best one to have is Amazon affiliate codes. So you just sign up for an affiliate account with Amazon, and you then on any products that you look at, you can get the affiliate code, like a link, copy the link for it, and you share that link with anyone. And when that person clicks on that link for that product, it takes them obviously to Amazon. And if they purchase that item or any other items, you get a kickback from that.
From Amazon.
From
yes.
Amazon.
Yeah.
And they give you money. So you can either get like in a gift card and purchase stuff on Amazon, or I think they'll even mail you checks, but it has to be over like $100. And I mean, it's not a huge kickback. It's usually a percentage, like, I don't know, 1% or something. But it can add up. And you might as well make a couple dollars. Like, again, if you're already recommending that, I send links to my clients all the time for foam rollers, tiger tail, like all sorts of things that I like, TheraBand, those like exercise band things. It's like, if I'm recommending it to them, I might as well make, you know, a couple dollars off of that.
Yeah, we have. Not a ton, but we've made like,
make a little bit.
Yeah.
Another one that we recently partnered with is MediStick, and so it's a Canadian-made topical ointment, and it's really great. And yeah, they gave me you can sign up for their affiliate program, and same thing, when someone purchases from your code, they get a discount, and you get a kickback as well.
Right.
And so there's lots. I'm pretty sure almost any product will have an affiliate program, so definitely something to look into.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we do. Like, we can set that up for our courses. We haven't yet, but
yeah, it's a good option for sure.
Right.
So one thing I wanted to mention as we're talking about. Wait, did you have any other side hustle ideas?
Well, the only thing I wanted to say, going back to merchandise, so some merchandise is really uniform and inexpensive, like the stickers, right? Like, the sticker it is what it is, right? It's not like you have different sizes of stickers. I mean, I guess you could, right?
Massive stickers.
But t-shirts, like, that can be a little bit daunting, right? Because then you need different sizes, right? And what if, like, you know, people only buy medium, and then you have all these like large shirts that you just like inventory that you can't sell, right? Like, it's a huge cost. And so there are drop shipping companies that you can sell your merchandise through. So, and that's what we use for our shirts at onlinewellness.ca, right? Because we didn't want to hold a ton of inventory, or like, that's not the core of our business, and we knew that we wouldn't sell a ton of shirts. Like, it just doesn't make sense. Sorry. And so we use Printful. Is that who we use? Yeah, so we use Printful. And so it's like, our website is linked to Printful. So when someone buys a t-shirt off our website, we don't do anything with that, right? It's Printful gets the order, they make the shirt, and then they ship the shirt to the customer. And then we get a really small margin, right? Sometimes, actually, there's been a couple times where we've got negative money.
We had to pay for it.
We had to pay for it.
Like, didn't factor in shipping or something.
I mean, it's our mistake, right? Like, we didn't price it properly, and, you know, anyways, it is what it is. But yeah, I mean, I think the most we've ever gotten was like $7 or $8 from the sale of one shirt. It's like, you literally do zero work. Right? And so, just, again, going back to, like, there's more cost-effective ways to do things, right? Again, if you're worried about the upfront costs, like, other companies have created businesses around that problem that people have. Again, going back to that idea that, like, businesses should exist to solve a problem. Well, the obvious problem that Printful is solving is that people are worried about holding inventory that they can't turn over, right? And so they're like, okay, well, we will hold all the inventory for you,
right? So
you don't have to worry about that.
Print on demand.
Yeah, print on demand. Like, and it's a genius problem that they're solving.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm sure they've made millions of dollars solving that problem. Right?
Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah. Thanks. That was good input.
You're welcome. I'll bill you later.
Oh, you're welcome. Okay.
I do charge you.
What?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Sometimes, like, because
for your accounting services?
For my accounting services, yeah. Because I think,
Yeah,
sometimes it makes more sense from an income tax perspective for me to charge you. Sometimes it doesn't. And then I just, like, because I do the accounting, so then I just transfer money from your account. Like, yeah, thank you. I'm going to pay myself.
Oh, dear. Okay, so the one last...
Which is funny, because it's all our money, so it's like, whatever.
I know. That's okay.
Anyway, we're getting off track. I'm sorry. Why do I even attend these?
What? No, it's good. Okay, so the one last thing I wanted to chat about briefly was MLMs.
Oh, great.
I know. So the reason I wanted to talk about this was, for anyone who doesn't know, MLM is multi-level marketing. I feel like there's another name that they use as well.
Network marketing.
Network marketing, yeah.
Yeah.
Is that what it's called?
Yes.
Okay, so yeah. So often there's a lot of ones involving like essential oils or like hair products. I mean, there's all sorts of ones. Weird juice things, supplements, all sorts of things. And I've seen a lot of friends get into these, and they have their place. I'm not going to say too much about that. If you want to do it, great. I've never done one. Not really my thing. When I have friends do them and try to approach me about them, it always makes me just kind of uncomfortable. And I think it makes clients really uncomfortable. And I say this because I've had an experience when I went to a hairdresser and got a great haircut. Conversation was great, but then she starts trying to sell me on this shampoo. And at first I thought it was just like a shampoo they sold at the salon, but it was an MLM. And oh man, she was like selling me so hard on it. She gave me some sample, but it was like a large sample size that I had to like bring back to her. It was very awkward. And then, she was just like trying to sell me really hard on it. And I wasn't interested in it. Like, it was really expensive. The product wasn't something I wanted. But then I didn't want to go back and see her again. Even though the haircut was great, I didn't want to be sales pitched again going there. And so I think people just have to be really cautious with any of their businesses, whether it's an MLM or not, to just make sure that you're not making your clients feel uncomfortable. And there is an ethical boundary that we need to make sure that we don't cross if we do have a side hustle, right? Like our top priority as massage therapists is caring for our clients and making sure that their health is number one. And so it's not about making money, it's about helping people. And so if you have a side hustle idea that's going to help people and that's not going to cross any boundaries, then I say go ahead. But just always keep that top of mind.
Yeah, and we don't want to bash MLMs.
No, and
right?
I'm not trying to. Like, I know a lot of people are really passionate about that. It really works well for them. They've seen a lot of success from it. That's fine. I just know a lot of people do have negative feelings about MLMs, and you can't avoid that always, right?
Right. And from a business standpoint, like, most people who are involved in MLMs don't make money.
Right.
Like, statistically, that is a fact, right? And that's something that they have to publish. And so if that's a side hustle that you want to consider, like, you need to know that going in, that the likelihood of you making money, actually turning a profit from this business, is close to zero.
Yeah.
Right?
And you're
and
right.
So,
they do have to publish that now because there's been so many lawsuits and
Right.
crazy stuff happen that they have to publish that. So you should really, I've read those documents, they're like really long, but you have to read those and realize your chances, it's like a gamble. Your chances of making money are pretty much 0%. So.
Right. Right. But there are some people that
and then there's some people at the top that make tons of money, but that's very rare.
Right.
Yeah. So I guess just a few other little quick tips before we close off here are, we've talked about this before on a different episode, but make it easy for people to purchase from you, right? Like giving people easy options for payment, not having people, direct message me if you're interested, like create a little website. There's lots of good options for that.
I mean, it's so tough because it really just comes down to the scale and size of your side hustle.
Totally.
Right? If you're just selling, I don't know, I can't think of an example, but if you're selling something on the side and it's really small, right, and your plan isn't to make like tons of money, then maybe it makes sense to have like, all of your orders are done through, direct message, right? Like it's very few. But my personal experience has been, just, again, you have to make it easy for people to give you their money. Right. And if the easiest way for people to give you your money is that you set up a Square shop and that Square shop is free, right? Like, yes, Square is going to be taking 3% of the transaction. Like, they charge a transaction fee. And a lot of people are like, I don't want to pay that 3% transaction fee. And it's like, well, yeah, but you may not get this sale at all if you don't have this. Right. And so So just eat the 3%.
3% on $10 is better than 0% on $0.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just thinking about the launching of our soap company, and like, it's been really interesting. And we launched 5 days ago, and it's done fairly well, better than I kind of expected. And we'll see how things kind of go over the next couple of weeks. Like, usually there's a lot of excitement right off, right at the start, right? But if we didn't have, like, imagine if we didn't have that.
Didn't have a website?
If we didn't have a website and we didn't
Right.
have a direct method of payment where people could just pay through the website, it's like, first of all, think about the time suck, right?
The time suck to us?
Yeah, like the back and forth, like,
Yeah.
wait, do I have this in stock? You got to check, you got to make sure, like, and you're getting messages from like 10 different people, like, how do you manage that? It's like, and then, so the amount of time you're wasting trying to organize that, and then the amount of time you're wasting trying to, like, organize, e-transfers, and then the amount of time you waste when you're trying to figure out the accounting,
Yeah.
right? It's like, no, like, just set it up, right? Pay the, because our stores run through Shopify, right? So we pay about $30 a month for the Shopify website, which is like, again, a lot of people look at that and they're like, $30 a month. And then we're paying, 3% for transaction fees for every transaction. But it's like, it's such a small price to pay, right? When you actually think about it, because all your inventory is tracked. There's sales reports that you can generate, so you know exactly what your sales are. You can even take it a step further and integrate Shopify with QuickBooks so that your accounting is all integrated. Like, everything's just, like, taken care of for you. So the amount of time that you're saving is just enormous. It's well worth the $30, well worth the 3% per transaction, right? For some businesses, it might not make sense, right? Depending, again, on the size and scale of your business. But for others, it's like, no, you have to do this, right? It's a no-brainer. If you want to be successful, like, you have to do this. If time is important, you don't have time to waste, like, you have to invest in these tools, or you should. I mean, you don't have to. You can do whatever the heck you want, but it's highly recommended.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, that just ties into my last point here I wanted to say, which was, like, set it up properly.
Yeah,
right?
Just do it
do
right.
it properly off the bat.
Yeah.
And it'll just save you so much time and save you legal troubles too, right? Like, if you need a business license, or if you need to, do proper labeling. So talking again about, like, the soap, there's proper labeling things you need to have, like properly listing the ingredients and stuff. Like, there's rules about these things.
Right.
Just do it the right way.
Right. The other thing, I just had this thought. Here we're talking about side hustles, right? Because people want to generate more income. But maybe what the focus should be on is growing your existing business, right? Like, a lot of massage therapists are like, I'm not busy enough, right? And so I need something else, right? And it's like, okay, maybe you need something else, but maybe there's things that you can do in your existing business. Like, if you want to be busier, there's probably things that you can do, things that you can change so that you are busier.
Totally.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think we maybe talked about that in another podcast. I can't remember.
Yeah, we have.
Right? Again, going back to, like, one of the obvious examples I can think of, we've talked about this before, is like online booking, right? Like, you do mobile massage, right? Imagine how much of a pain it would be if you didn't have online booking. Well, no, for me, I won't go to anybody who doesn't have online booking.
Yeah.
Because I don't got time to, like, do the back and forth with someone to see if my schedule fits with yours, and there's just, like, I don't have time for that. I'm not going to pick up the phone and call you, right? I want to be able to just log into your website and check your schedule and then book myself in for whatever time works for me.
Yeah.
Right? And so there have been times where I've, checked out a business, a massage, whatever, and it's like, I don't even bother because they don't have online booking.
Yeah.
And so they've lost me as a customer, right? And so if you want more customers, like, consider setting up online booking.
Right.
Especially if you're running your own practice. Like, it's just...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, our last episode we talked about, like, I think it was 10 things that you can do, like small things that you can do to really help your practice.
Yeah.
And
right.
lots of great ideas on there to, like, build it up.
And those are things that you've implemented. Like, it's not just, like, ideas that we're just pulling out of a hat of, like, oh, maybe this will work. It's like, no, I mean, these are things that you've implemented in your own practice, and it's now May, and you're booking people into December, right? Like
one person booked
right,
into December.
yeah, but
no,
like,
but I
that's
am fully
insane.
booked for about a month and a half now.
Yeah, like
whereas when I first started, like I remember having to like deliver flyers door to door and like giving discounts and like
right,
because it was slow when I started. But
Right.
now I have been able to build a successful
yeah.
practice.
Now you don't give discounts.
Yeah, no.
And you have people on your waiting
And
list.
I stopped taking new clients.
Yeah, like it's insane.
Yeah.
Right. And so there are things that you can do to grow your business.
Right. Yeah,
if
we're not
that's
just
what you
spouting
want
off
to do.
random ideas. Like
Right.
this is stuff that we've seen actually help and actually work.
Right.
So
Ooh, which maybe brings another side gig we could start where we just like help people. Consulting for
consulting,
massage
yeah. Actually, we have had people ask if we do consulting, but maybe one day.
therapists. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I 100% agree with you. There's so many things you can do to like just help your your original business grow so they don't have to have a side hustle. I totally agree. I think the other reason though why I wanted to have this episode was because there's only so many massages you can do as well. Like some
Right,
people don't
100%.
want to do, 7 massages a day because it's hard on their body.
Right.
That's a big part of it, especially the longer you're in massage. It's like it just gets demanding on our bodies.
Right.
I think that's the main thing why I wanted to talk about this was because there's only so many massages you can do in a day and in a week. And so that's why it's nice to have a side hustle as well. I also think about like, what if you injure yourself or like a shark bites off your arm or something and you like can't massage
Yeah.
anymore.
Yeah.
It's nice to have, another thing to fall back on. So that was kind of my justification of why I wanted to do this episode. But 100%, there's so many things you can do to help your practice, and we can always talk about that more on future episodes as well.
Are there any one-armed massage therapists out there? There's got to be.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm sure there are. Well, I know I had a teacher who was missing a thumb, and it was actually awesome. You couldn't even tell when you
That's
when you got a
amazing.
massage from him. I'm sure there's one-armed massage therapists. I feel okay. Maybe I'm making this up, but I feel like I saw a video or something of someone that had 0 arms, and they just did that like massage with their feet,
Yeah.
the
yeah.
shiatsu or whatever it's called.
That's cool.
Yeah.
But that's why you should have good disability insurance.
Yeah, we were recently talking to someone about disability insurance, and yeah,
Right, because you have
good thing to
insurance
have.
through your association, right? Like your third-party liability insurance. But what if your arm gets bit off by a shark, or you break your hand and you can't work anymore?
Yeah.
Right? Like you now have no income.
Yeah, the liability insurance that you have through your association just covers if like your client gets hurt.
Yeah.
Usually nothing to do with you getting hurt.
Right, because we were at the MTAM conference a couple weeks back, and there was a guy from Sun Life there he was awesome. He was a fun guy. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but his big pitch was like disability insurance, right? Like it's a small price to pay. It's like what, $20 a month or something.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
then you have like if something crazy happens, like at least you have something,
Right.
right? Whatever it ends up being, 55% or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Important to take care of yourself for sure. Yeah. So my last thought is, don't pressure people. Have fun with your side hustle. Don't pressure people. Keep those boundaries, those professional boundaries. Have fun. Also, I'm very interested if any of you have a side hustle. I feel like everyone has a side hustle. Even that Sun Life guy we were talking about,
Yeah.
his side hustle was renting out umbrellas for weddings.
Yeah.
Clear,
This is awesome.
clear umbrellas, like
Awesome.
nice clear umbrellas for training on your wedding day.
Yeah.
And he said it was very successful.
Right.
That was his side hustle. I was like, that's amazing. I love that. And he had like a little website, and they were like renting out these umbrellas.
Yeah, it's the Winnipeg Umbrella Rentals or something like that.
something like that.
Yeah, it's so funny.
I was like, I love that.
But again, I love listening to his story because he recognized that there was a problem because he was in all these wedding groups. I can't remember why.
Because they recently got married.
Oh, okay. So they were all, and people were always asking about like umbrellas. Like, where can I rent umbrellas? It's gonna rain.
Yeah, it
on
was
this-
like panic.
yeah, this panic, and so they were like, cool, okay, this seems to be a common
Oh
problem.
yeah, and then people would like gather up a few, but they wouldn't match. They're like, oh, I
Yeah.
have a couple black ones. Oh, I have some gray ones, and then they like gather up a few, and then look dumb in the pictures because they don't match.
yeah,
So he's like, there's a problem. I'm gonna solve it.
yeah, and so now they have this umbrella rental company, which is, I mean, it sounds so ridiculous, but it's amazing because it solves a problem and it's making someone money.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, if any of you have a side hustle, like I'd love to hear about it, whether it's related to your massage business or not. Like I just find it fascinating. I love hearing people's stories about
Yeah.
something that they've built. Love it.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can find us on Instagram. Our handle, is it called a handle? Tag? Handle. Our handle is Online Wellness Institute. And we are also, of course, we have our website, onlinewellness.ca.
Yeah.
What are our things? We're on TikTok as well. I think our TikTok's Online Wellness.
Yeah.
Where else are we?
Just Google us. You'll
Just find us. I'm sure you already follow us on Instagram. It's probably how you found this podcast anyways. But anyways, we love you guys. Thanks for listening. And we'll catch you next time.
Bye.
Bye.